Hey, Bernadette McClelland here, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 levels of the disruptive leadership scale. And it's super important today, especially with so much uncertainty around us. And if you are unable to rise to the level demanded of you today, then you are going to struggle. You're going to struggle with relevance out there in the marketplace today. You are going to struggle with taking risks. You are going to struggle with making decisions, but most of all, you're going to struggle with gaining the clarity around what is important to the people around you, those who you are leading and those who you are being led by. So it is super important for you to understand what is expected of you today. I'm Bernadette McClelland, and I work with leaders to help them move from a state of current success that they're in today to leapfrog up to the level of significance where there is meaning in their roles, and for them to help bring meaning to the roles of the people that they are working with. I have had a numerous amount of years in enterprise sales in corporate land. I have run my own 7-figure wholesale, retail, and importing business. And today I am a conference speaker, and I am also an executive coach working with business owners, sales leaders, and C-level to help them make and provide their businesses with profits and purpose. So let's dive into what these 5 levels of the disruptive leadership scale are. So what we're doing here is looking to start with at a number of different factors. And first and foremost is the identity of the leader. We're going to look at the drivers that drive these different identities, looking at the focus that is needed to move them to the next level, and of course, looking at the growth multipliers for the business or the business unit or the community or whatever environment they are in. So let's start by looking at probably the level that we see I guess the least of when it comes to a leader that is totally consumed with hesitancy, and that is the hesitant leader. Now, yes, we all do get to this level at one stage or another, but we don't see that many that are at this level all the time. So with that hesitant leader is driven by a state of survival. And we see more and more of this, though, out there in the market today. And the focus for this leader has to be around decision, because at the moment, this is what is lacking. We see it from a sales perspective. We see so many salespeople coming in with opportunities, and what is happening, more and more decision makers are coming into the whole equation, or decisions are being passed to committees because nobody wants to make a decision. Take it outside of the sales realm, and you also have different parts of the business where people are like hands off, like, oh, I don't want to make a decision. I don't want this to impact my job. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to be seen as not knowing what I'm doing. I don't want to make a decision. And this is caused by fear. It's caused by imposter syndrome. It's caused by a whole heap of these inner beliefs, these stories that are going on. This is totally, totally driven by fear. And so this is a state of survival. And we know what happens when we live in a state of survival. All the cortisol stress hormones are just pumping through our body. It's not good for our health. It's not good for our families. And of course, that whole vicious circle comes back into the business world as well. So this impact, when we talk about growth multiplier for the business, well, you know what? It doesn't really have that much of an impact on the business. So this particular leader must look at their inner world. This is something that really is important. And all my work across working with leaders, for years, we always do work here. It doesn't matter how high up you go, we all have to do the work. And so decision is the factor here. So what is the next level up? The next level up is where I see too many leaders, managers, leaders. Not quite sure, but we call this the resilient leader. So the resilient leader meaning that you are able to cope. Okay, so yes, you might have some left of field challenges thrown your way. You're able to cope with them. You're able to sit in a state of calm. You're also able to stay comfortable. And so staying under the radar here is quite common. The resilient leader can cope, but they don't want change. And so what drives this particular leader is stasis, is status quo, is stability. And what happens here is stagnation happens. And this is, as a salesperson, and many salespeople out there will come across a leader at this level where change is more of a hassle than anything. They don't want anyone to know they need help. They would rather stay under the radar. Some of them are retiring in a couple of years. So you know what? Let's just say stay comfortable. And in some cases, this is a flow on from survival. This is the level that is going to be hit the hardest. And so this is the level where obsolescence is going to kick in. This level here is a case of where this is playing small. This level here is you are coasting, you are coping, or it could be you are simply not challenged because you have nobody in your aura, in your world, supporting you. And so here, our focus must be on growth, for you to move up and for you to be relevant. And so here, get some growth happening, some learnings, get a coach, a mentor, read a book, whatever it may be, that will impact the business once again, incrementally. Where do we go to from here? The next level up. The next level up is the driven leader. And so this leader here is putting in. This leader here is working. This leader here is making their numbers, is being successful, potentially overachieving. And this level here, they are driven by success. And so we know these people. Most of us are sitting in this particular bucket or this particular category. What happens here is, you know what? I'm doing a good job. But for many, there's a but. I'm doing a good job, but there's more. I'm doing a good job, but there's nowhere for me to go. I'm doing a good job, but there's no resources available to me. I'm doing a good job, but. And so sometimes we think success is where it's all at. And it's like we have reached nirvana. Got the car, got the house, got the money in the bank, but we're executing. We're executing. But there's more. And so, yes, the growth multiplier is definitely there, but, and this is where the but comes in, there's a dotted line. There's more above success. And so for those leaders that are sitting there, what do you want? Because this is where most people begin to work with me. Yes, definitely some of these want to work with me, but not many. Most of them will be gone. Most of them will lose their job. Most of them will walk away. But these ones here want to go higher. And so they want to self-disrupt the way they think, they feel, they act. And so where do they go to from here? Where do they need to go to? Where's the puck going to go? And where are they going to skate to where the puck is going? So that they're not staying where the puck is or looking back to where the puck's come from. So where we need to look at with the way that business is going and change is happening is the creative leader. And what does the creative leader look like? And what does the creative leader want? Well, we still need to be driven by strategy. I mean, there's still strategic decisions, strategic initiatives that still need to be looked at. But what is the focus? And what is this whole focus about? And it's still about vision. But what do they want? And so they want to know, how do we become thought leaders? How do we articulate our vision? How do we articulate our strategy in a way that's different? How do we bring about a narrative that captures people logically, rationally, but also at a heart level, that is at an emotional level? And how do we bring the brain into play? How do we capture people at a head, a heart, and a gut level so that we are covering all aspects of communication, story, frameworks, all of that, intuition, decision-making, all of this comes into play at this level. And so here, these leaders are thinking, how can I think bigger? How can I execute on bigger ideas so that I can make a difference out there and that my ideas matter? Because creativity, complex problem solving, all of these are the skills that are going to be needed today and tomorrow. World of the future, jobs of the future, World Economic Forum, they have been touting these skills since 2020. And so this is where the rubber hits the road. AI is well and truly here now. And the only thing that is going to differentiate us is these skills of critical problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, and complex problem solving. This happens here. And then there's another level again. And this level here is the self-disruptive leader. How can you not just respond to change, but how can you be individual ready? It's not responsiveness today, it's readiness. And so what does that mean? What does that look like? What's your driver? Your driver is significance, and significance coming from the old Latin word significantum, meaning to have meaning. And so what does that mean for you from a legacy perspective? What does it mean for your people around you to bring fulfillment to them? And ultimately, your focus is on transformation. It is on true change. It is on true disruption. And when you, whoops, we've forgotten our growth multiplier there, but when you get above the line, things just fly. When you get above the line, growth isn't incremental, it's exponential. And so disruptive leadership is all around moving from a place of survival through stasis, through success, through strategy, and up through significance, so that you become the self-disruptive leader that is going to make a huge difference moving forward, so that you move to where the puck is going, not stay where it is or respond to where it's come from. So I would love for you to download a resource that I have for you. It is the complete Disruptive Leadership Scale, but it builds out on this. It actually takes this deeper, and it shows you the leverage points, and it also gives you progress indicators to share how to get to these next levels. So I will put the link wherever this recording is. It's BernadetteMcClellan.com/scale. And I also invite you to attend my next business intensive webinar, which is BernadetteMcClellan.com/leader. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's given you some food for thought. I hope you have taken away a couple of ideas as to where you may sit. And I look forward to sharing some more deeper ideas as I pull this apart for you in the future. And on that note, have an amazing day, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now.